Okay guys, so got some more parts for the Camaro here. Trying to get this thing so we can get it closer to the door or out the door so we can run it longer. We need to do some things. We need to time it. We need to check the transmission fluid and stuff. So need a few things on it. Don't want to suck any trash into the carburetor. So we got a filter, chrome Edelbrock filter. Problem is, this is a 14-inch. Problem is, we've got clearance issues. It's hitting my fuel line that I made up. So I got to change it. It seems like everything I put on this car, I've got to modify and change something or fix something or whatever. But that's getting pretty old, but we're getting everything sorted out, guys. It's just getting annoying having to modify just about everything we put on here. But I'm gonna get this line off. I'm gonna try to figure something out, and I guess I'll show you what I figure out. Okay, quick look at the final fuel line setup here. Shorten the steel line here. Put my filter a little further this way. I was actually able to use the valve cover bolt to put a hold down like I wanted to originally, so it's nice and secure and ain't gonna be flopping. From there I went with a rubber line up and around long enough so it wasn't kinking, and also it's not touching my cover, rubbing on my cover. So I'm happy with that, I guess. There are other things you can buy, adapters, and we may do that. We may end up going with an AN fitting or an AN fitting and line, like Earl's line or whatever. But this is what we got for now. This is what we're gonna run. I just test fitted everything. Air filter fits good. Gotta cut my air cleaner stud off. Well, there we go, guys. No more towel over the carburetor. Getting sick of doing that. But actually I think the fuel line turned out better than before. So I guess I'm actually happier with this line than I was the other line, but it's just the time to do everything. This side, not real happy with this PCV valve hose. I think I want to do something like where it's held up like that. Something like that. I don't want it over the valve cover. Now with this air cleaner on, seeing how tall it is, I'm not sure if we're going to have clearance issues with the hood or not. It looks taller, but I don't know, maybe it ain't. I can't really tell. You're not going to tell until you get the hood on, I guess. It's a little above the distributor there, and it might be a little above this cowl here. But there is a gasket that goes on this when the hood shuts. So the hood does not shut over there. And I think the hood actually, it's got some structure and it does go up. I don't know. We'll have to see. But you probably noticed something else on here. Added some 350 emblems on the valve covers. Now those are actually the original 350 emblems that would normally go on the fender here. They're not in perfect shape. I kind of repainted the black on them, then cleared them. And you know, like I said, they're not perfect. They're original to the car, but we're not going to put them on the fender. So what I did is I cut the backside, the little pins that normally secure it to the fender. I cut them off, and it's just stuck on there with double-sided tape now. So I think it's kind of neat. Kind of gives the valve covers a little more. This spot here was kind of empty. It's like it needed something. So that's what we did. We may put SS, the badges on the side here. I don't know. We may leave it clean. I like the car kind of clean, but we'll see, I guess. Got to do one more thing. The rear end needs grease and the cover installed, and this thing's ready to move under its own power. Okay, so we're at the rear of the car, dealing with the rear end. We got to seal this rear end up. It hasn't been sealed up since we actually pulled it out to paint it, and it's got to be sealed up so we can move it around. We're not really done with this thing because you can see it's an open diff, which is kind of a bad thing. And it also has, I think, 307 gears, which is a good thing if you want to get on the highway and do a lot of cruising, but not really a good thing as far as putting power down to the ground. But this is what we got. This is what we got to deal with right now. We're just going to seal it up for now, put some grease in it, and hopefully get back to this with a posi unit fairly soon. This is the 12 bolt rear end. It's not the smaller 10 bolt that normally comes in a car, which again kind of supports that this thing is an SS, because it possibly could have had the 396. That's why I think it has a 12 bolt in it. This rear end came with the factory small sway bar, which again supports the being an original SS car. So I got an aluminum cover that I'm going to install on this thing. Had trouble finding the 12 bolt gasket. You can find the 10 bolt gaskets all over the place, but the 12 bolt has to be ordered. So finally got the right one. First place gave us a 12 bolt truck axle gasket. Finally we got the car 12 bolt gasket. So I'm going to get that on there. I'm going to fill it with grease. And this car, I went through and I've tightened all the bolts, all the suspension and everything. So I really, once we get this done, this thing should be able to fire up, and we'll move her around. Well, there she be, guys. Let's drop her down, see if she moves.